Okay. Hi everybody. Look, I'm trying to see in the mirror. I can't see. I need a proper camera. I love my camera, but I don't have like that flip viewfinder so you can see yourself all well. So I'm trying to like see in a mirror what I look like where my head position is and what you see. It's really sunny bright out right now, and so I tried to find a space that was just a little bit nicer for you to see. I am in my workout gear. This is from my what I got for Christmas video, and just a regular like, sports bra. I'm about to go teach, and I thought, I like what my hair's doing. I'm about to go teach, and I thought that the best thing to do would be to throw my hair around a little bit. Would be to film just a quick video about what is Pilates and why you should do it. So, why should you do Pilates? I started Pilates about 6 years ago now as a client. I was going through a pretty rough time in my life, and my back, the stress of everything, my back had started to really aggravate me, and I was about to go on a giant 4-month long backpacking trip, and I was really concerned that my back wouldn't hold up. So I actually went up the street to the studio that I now work at, and I started Pilates, and I began with group classes with my friend, and basically progressed from there. I did some unlimited classes. Abby, sit down. Lay down. Lay down. Alvin's here. He's watching me film. Yeah, so I went over to the studio. I started with group classes. I did unlimited group classes. I did a 30-class challenge where you do 30 classes in 30 days. And then I also did some private one-on-one training to really get a better understanding of, one, what I was meant to be doing, and two, I was having some issues with my back in particular, and my legs, my feet and my calves, and that was actually a problem I'd been having for some time. I had begun running, and it just caused a lot of, I wasn't running properly, so it caused a lot of pain in my shins and in my feet, and that has actually progressed into some knee pain, which I have now rehabbed to a point that it's not, hopefully not getting hurt all the time anymore. But it's a process, and I wanted a little bit of more information, and I wanted to really understand movements for myself. So I went to a couple private sessions, and I just fell in love with Pilates. So I went on my giant trip, and when I came back from my giant trip, I keep saying giant trip, my Europe backpacking trip, I couldn't get it out of my head. It was the one thing that I missed, and I didn't miss my design job, and I didn't miss, corporate, wasn't even corporate, but like that kind of retail world. I really wanted to make a difference and make people feel better, and so I began training to teach Pilates. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, it was really overwhelming. I don't come from a movement background. I never did dance, which a lot of instructors have done, or some kind of sport or like athletic thing. I didn't know how to do that. And so the concept of muscles was, I knew the big ones, but it was pretty a foreign concept to me. I didn't have a lot of abdominal or core strength. I didn't understand my own body as well as I kind of thought I had. Anyways, so I kind of got discouraged to begin with, and I was really overwhelmed. It was a ton of information, but I slowly started picking away at it, and when I got to the equipment portion, which is what is called the Pilates Reformer, it's basically, and I'll try to insert a picture if I can find out when and how to do that. It'll go like right here. But the equipment, and not just the reformer, but all the equipment, really gives you some great feedback on your body, and it helps you to understand where your body is in space. And that is when it started to kind of click for me, and I knew that that is exactly what I wanted to do, and I wanted to become a teacher, and so I did. And I really owe a little bit of it to the fates, but and to my mentors at the studio, obviously. But I finally became an instructor, and I love it. And I know that it helped me, and it continues to help me, and I know it can help others. So that is why I began teaching Pilates. Pilates itself is a series of exercises that were developed by a man named Joseph Pilates. And it's actually a person. Joseph Pilates created Pilates. He called it contrology, and it's basically controlled movements that create long, lean muscles. It helps you to understand your core and what that actually is, because secret, it's not your abs, it's underneath your abs. And it helps you to create these long, lean muscles, and that's why dancers particularly gravitated towards it, because it created strength and stability and these longer, leaner muscles, so you're not bulking up. It can be intense, like you can make it more, what's the word? Dynamic. You can make it more dynamic and more like power or intense level of classes, but you can also do Pilates every single day, and that is why I think it's the best form of exercise. It is what you should do, hands down, no matter what else you do. So if you taekwondo or go sailing or run or weightlift, or I truly believe that you should be incorporating Pilates into your other exercise program routines to help to connect the body, to help it to understand the big muscles and the little stabilizing muscles that help those big muscles move. And yeah, that is what Pilates is essentially. Now, what are the differences? So if you follow me on social media, you'll know that I just posted on my website a link to Skype private sessions and in-home, in-person sessions. Now, I do teach at 2 studios as well in Toronto, and I just kind of wanted to explain the difference between them, and I'm happy if anybody wants to have this conversation so I can discuss your needs and see what would be the best option for you. I'd be happy to arrange phone consultations. I've linked below my email and the website link so you can have a look at that, or reach out to me if you are interested. But basically, if you can, in studio is hands down the best option, and that's because that is where you're going to get the most amount of equipment. And if you remember to what I said before, the equipment is what is going to give you that feedback on your body. Now, in person, in home sessions, I do have quite a lot of equipment myself, but it's not the machines. Like, I can't lug around a reformer or a Pilates chair, or, you know, I've got a few pieces, and I can definitely give you some feedback on your body, but the actual equipment that's in studio is going to give you the best feedback on your body, so you can really understand what it is you're meant to feel and why you're meant to feel it. So that is what I would recommend if you can make it. Now, the reason that the in-person sessions are a little bit better is because you're still getting hands-on guidance, and tactile cues and being able to actually touch someone is really important when teaching Pilates, because again, you want that feedback on your body to know that you're in the right position. That said, that's not always going to be a viable option, right? Maybe the timing of our schedules doesn't work and I can't get to you. Or, you know, you've got a very varied schedule. You know, you work shift work, or you sleep all day and then you're up all night, or you've got, you know, family commitments all the time. So it does differ, and it does, it can be a bit challenging to be able to get into in-person, in-home consultations. So that is where the Skype comes in. Now, this is kind of new to me. Again, you want to be able to have this space. So if you don't have space to work out, and that I can see you in that space, meaning there has to be at least 4 feet away. Actually, 4 feet is about a good distance away from your body and your mat to be able to see you properly. If you can't find that space with that range, then it might not be the best option for you, and in-person sessions still might not be the best option for you. However, the Skype sessions do work for 2 reasons. One, it's really good for people who can't get to the studio, who can't find time to have someone come into their home. Maybe, you know, that will involve you having to clean a bit, or it feels too overwhelming to have somebody come into your house. The Skype sessions can be a really good alternative. The other reason it's good is if you are somebody who gets caught up a little bit in your brain, especially in a class. Maybe you start to work out and you start thinking about your dinner, or your, you know, what you got to do tonight or tomorrow or the weekend, and you can't focus, then Skype sessions can be a really good place for you, because I'm going to be talking to you through the computer. You have to listen in order to understand what's happening, because you're not going to have me there to pick and prod at you and poke and make sure that you're in the right place. So you really have to listen, and it'll start to develop a better understanding of your body and your mind-body connection. So Skype, it did intimidate me, and I did think for a while that it might not be the best option until I started thinking about it that way. It can really make you understand your body through movement and help you to focus. So those are the 3 options. Again, basically, studio is if you can get into studio and that makes you feel comfortable. You know, you have to be around people too. So if you don't like to go to studio, you're not really sure, you feel uncomfortable, it might not be the best place for you. But if you can make it to a studio, make it to a studio. Again, I've linked below my 2 locations, but there's tons of studios. As long as you go to Pilates, I am happy, whether it's with me or not. So look into your in-studios first. 2 is the in-person, in-home sessions. And again, that is for the person who wants that hands-on detail and has the time in their schedule to have someone come into their home. You feel comfortable with people coming into your home, and it works with your schedule. So that is a good option for you. And then the Skype sessions are for those people that maybe don't have the time to have someone come into their home, or it doesn't work with their schedule, or you want to develop your mind-body connection a little bit more, or you know, you have maybe a child at home and you only have a small window where that child maybe goes and takes a nap, and so you schedule your Skype sessions for that nap time, and you pop out a quick session and then get back to your life without worrying about, you know, someone being there, waking the baby and all the rest. So there are some options for you. I hope that made it a little bit clearer as to what I'm offering. I do have a sneaky special right now, so you will get 15% off any packages purchased from now till July 15th. Again, I've linked everything below, and don't forget to follow me on social media for other fun things that I give to the world. That was silly. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Please ask me any questions that you may have regarding this. And like I said, I don't care where you do Pilates as long as you start doing Pilates. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel too if you want to see a little bit more of what Pilates is, because I have lots of workout videos on there. Thanks so much for watching. I will hopefully talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye! I just tried to look like somewhat presentable for the camera. Good angle. It's, ooh. Whew. And, what am I trying to say? As long as you go to Pilates, I am happy.